How was the commute today?
It was good. I actually had Stevie Lorenz pick me up. Yeah, my I'm pretty sure my laneway probably has 18 inches of just blown snow. So I was like, "There's no way I'm getting out of this." So Stevie's got a truck, and him being the excellent human being he is, picked me up, and we rode in together.
It's a good teammate, good friend.
Yeah.
How valuable is the practice time for you right now as you still kind of work your way back up here?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously just getting those reps, getting those game-like situations with a full team and being able to go up and down the ice with 3-on-2 drills and flow drills, I think for me is probably the biggest thing right now, just getting the speed going. And I liked our pace, I liked our intensity today, so it forced me to kind of raise my level as well.
Where are you at, do you feel like, in terms of getting back up to speed right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, obviously that first game is always tough. I've done this a couple times now where I've had a little bit of a layoff and come back, and it's always a tough first one, just trying to get back into the swing of things. But obviously last year Seattle, we were able to pull that one out. So I think obviously it's not the result we wanted this time around, but I like where I'm going right now.
How much did you consider trying a game in the minors before you got up to this team?
I felt I was ready to go. Like I said, I did this last year with the knee injury, just coming back and jumping right into the NHL, and I've done it numerous times. And obviously, like I said, it's not the result you want, but just in terms of where I felt, I think the best way to get back into it is to play in the NHL. You have to go and play against the best players in the world and try to get back up to speed. Obviously, the American League's not the NHL, so I just felt that getting back into it here and being in a competitive environment with the boys would be the best thing for me.
We just talked to William a few minutes ago. He apologized. He flipped the camera yesterday. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, I heard about it when I came in, but he apologized. He kind of knows that it was ill timing, but we all know Willie's a competitor and he wants to get back out there, and for us, it's just we're excited to get him back here soon.
He talked about a level of frustration that he was expressing. I mean, do you feel that in this room?
At times, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's we're a few points back of the playoff spot, so there's no time to sulk, and you kind of just have to get ready for this next game. It's obviously you're playing a division opponent, somebody who's ahead of you in the standing. So at the end of the day, it's a 4-point swing for us, and every single point right now is important. And the only way to climb yourself back in is to win games and really not worry about what other teams are doing. It's obviously a lot of parity in the league, a lot of competitive games, 3-point games. So I think for us, just focusing on ourselves, focusing on how we can make ourselves better, and just continue to win games, get points, and continue to climb the standings.
You were shown kind of watching the game from the stands during the Western road trip recently. What's that like? And, the camera might be on you at a moment, and you're watching, and you obviously want to be out there.
Yeah, it's I've done this a couple times now, and it's definitely frustrating for sure. Just I think for me, just being able to go on that Western trip and just be around the guys and be able to be in that atmosphere, I think that was kind of one of the reasons why I chose to come back during the Vegas game. You kind of get those, like I said, those competitive juices. You're around the guys every day in the room again. You're in the hotels. You're going to meals with them, and you kind of get that fire in your belly to want to get back. And for me, it's it was exciting to be back, and there's a lot of work ahead, but I'm ready for the next game here.
You sort of answered it, but what's your belief level with 30 games left? You're on the way back. Obviously, Willie's going to come back. What's your belief level down the stretch, you guys?
Extremely high. I mean, you look around the room, we have numerous players who are some of the best in the world, and we have a number of guys from the team. Last year, we have the new guys we brought in have all faced or have all been in the playoffs. They kind of understand the situation and the atmosphere. So I think 30 games left, we kind of got to lay it all on the line here, and like I said, just kind of focus on ourselves and how we can improve our game, and just the consistency level, and continue to work and just chip away here.
This team strung together a lot of points right off the holiday break, and from what you saw on that West Coast road trip, what's the key to getting back there after this homestand hasn't started the way you guys wanted it to?
Yeah, I think just kind of going in there with a playoff mindset. Obviously with this condensed schedule, it's extremely difficult to kind of play that playoff style. But you know, we're kind of at the point now where every game is important, and that's kind of the way we're going to have to play. And you know, you look back last year, just the way in playoffs we were able to grind teams down. I think, you know, we just kind of need to get to that consistency level, get back to that style of play, and just continue to wear teams out. I mean, obviously when we do that, and you know, we have shown stretches, you know, especially on this homestand, like you said, it hasn't gone our way, but there's been times where, you know, we've had teams in, we've, you know, kind of controlled play, and, you know, we've proven it to ourselves that, you know, we can actually do this and we can take it to teams. It's just about being able to do it for a full 60 minutes.
The last couple of games have been the first two for you and Joseph. You're back in uniform this year. I'm just wondering what it's been like reuniting with him, having that dynamic back.
Yeah, it's been great. Joe's he's an awesome human being, an awesome person, and I just love being his goalie partner and being out there with him, just going to the bench and being able to see him again has been great. You know, obviously we still talk off the ice, but when you're in a game and, you know, you can just kind of you know, just chit-chat a little bit and just, you know, kind of just bounce some things off each other. You know, it's good to be back, and I'm looking forward to that first goalie hug.